Well, a very weak session today across the board with the Nifty and the mid-cap index both being in the red, though the small cap and the micro cap ended up slightly in the positive. The reasons for the negative today were hard to find. It's probably more a nervousness about the RBI policy tomorrow, because what you saw as the worst performing today was the reality index and a lot of the rate sensitives. It was also a Nifty weekly options expiry, and surprisingly, the FII number was today positive at almost 2,400 crores. The DIIs were negative to the extent of 936 crores. So clearly, DIIs did a lot of profit booking today and were apprehensive with the RBI policy. But the FIIs, how much of this was due to a positive buying? Because see, no sector other than media was up today and metals were up. No other sector was really positive. So a lot of the FII positive could be a continuation of the short covering that they have been doing over the past few days. You would have seen my daily reports that I've been writing about this. So probably being a weekly expiry, the positive FII number could very well be due to covering of shorts, not only on the index, but on specific stocks too, right? Anyway, you can await my report later where I will dissect that also. But the NIDI, though the advanced decline was in favor of declines, about 1400 stocks advanced and 1600 stocks declined, still I believe that the NIDI were net positive today because I saw the micro cap and the small cap indexes being positive. The other notable feature since yesterday and today has been this new system of closing auction system, whereby the bids, they stop from 315 to 335, you submit bids. So the new system, I think participants are still finding it hard to come to terms with it. And so yesterday and today, at the last minute, you're seeing a jump in the Nifty. So today the Nifty, for example, jumped in the closing auction system by 150 points. So if not, the situation will be far worse. So this system will take time to settle down in terms of the way. Otherwise, earlier it was a volume weighted average price for the last a few minutes that was taken. Now SEBI has decided, in the interest of transparency, it's a good move, but I think participants are still coming to grip with it, and that's what is leading to this nervousness. One important piece of news, other than the Reserve Bank policy, by the way, I have written out a detailed pre-RBI policy write-up. It's available in my YouTube post, in my Facebook, my LinkedIn, as well as my WhatsApp. So please do go through that before the RBI policy. To summarize that, I think end of the day, it will show that the neutral and stable policy is expected, though the various components of last policy, the inflation expected has been better than in last policy for Q1. The GDP growth, of course, we will not know quarterly GDP now, but the FX steps have taken a lot of good receipts. About $40 billion has come in. Now you'll be surprised to know that neither the rupee dollar nor the RBI's reserves have gone up sharply since the last RBI policy, right? So they're roughly flat, $680 billion of reserves, and about the rupee dollar, as you know, has been at the same level. But what you should remember is that this has been a challenging period for the RBI in managing the currency because of the geopolitical sudden increase in tensions and the oil shooting up. Though still the RBI had projected an oil price of 95 versus which I don't think we've touched those levels. It's probably been average of 85 to 88. So in all of that context, there's enough to keep the RBI from going from a neutral to accommodative, but there's not enough to make the neutral to tightening policy. So expect a flat RBI policy. A lot of measures could continue to be announced around the dollar as well as the liquidity front, right? The other thing which happened probably a bit too late for the market to respond today was some news from the US side that the talks are very close, and so oil has crashed post-market to below the $80 mark. So 5% drop in the price of oil. As I speak now, it's at 79.75. So tomorrow that should give a good beginning to the market, the easing in the oil prices, as well as the fact that once the RBI policy comes in and the market breathes a sigh of relief if the RBI doesn't put in any hawkish tone in its speech or in the press conference thereafter, hopefully you will definitely see a better market tomorrow. So today it was a nervous day where almost every sector was in the negative, and tomorrow one should get a lot of this uncertainty cleared around it and expect a better day tomorrow. Thank you.